Okay, welcome to day 2 of Branding Keys, which we are on Once Upon a Brand, creating a compelling brand story that attracts and converts. Oh my God, you guys, so excited because today we're going deep. Like yesterday was kind of like an introduction to branding. Now we're going into storytelling, and I'm so excited. I want to start today with a story because this is all about storytelling. So, I want to tell you about a girl that always knew she was going to make it, but didn't know how, how it was possible. Um, and it's a story of trying all the things and finally figuring it out. So this girl, she went to university. She went the traditional way, like go to school, get a degree, get a good paying job, and you're supposed to be set for life, right? That's the story she was told. She was told that was the way to go. She was told that if she wasn't an accountant, a lawyer, or a doctor, that she wouldn't amount to anything. She graduated in marketing and finance and wasn't anything of that. So going down the traditional path, and everyone along the way made her feel like her dreams were impossible. Like what she wanted deep down inside of her wasn't real. It was all make believe. And everybody was lying about making money online. Everybody was lying about these so-called ways to escape the matrix. And one day she was having a conversation with this 60-year-old woman at her job, and she told her, I would love to retire soon, maybe in the next 10 years. And this woman laughed at her and was like, honey, if you think you can retire soon, you're going to have a tough time at work because you have many years to go, and it's not going to happen this quick. Look at me. I'm 60 and I'm only going to retire in 5 years. So good luck with that. And that conversation instilled something in that girl. She had two ways to go. She either was going to believe this elder, this authoritative figure, and everyone in her life that told her that like things just happen that way. You just gotta eat a shit sandwich sometimes, and you just gotta make it through until your retirement, and then you get to be free. Or she could believe that little whisper inside her heart, that little whisper that told her, but this doesn't feel right. It feels like there's something more. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like a lie. It feels like this isn't true. This isn't the reality. There's more to life than this. It cannot just be this. And she decided to follow that voice. That voice inside her soul. And she tried many things. You know, the story doesn't end here. She tried the MLM route, where in network marketing, they promise you this, they promise you that. And that was the most beautiful introduction to online sales and marketing online and building a brand and just like trying to differentiate yourself from 250,000 other people that are selling the exact same thing, but like through your unique storytelling and life journey. But it didn't bring in what she thought it was. So she left that out. And then she tried to do business, and then she completely failed and had to go back to work, which like in the entrepreneurial world, that is like failure. Like, oh my God, you had to go back and get a job. Like, and that is also another life. And then she decided, okay, let me try the marketing route. And then she became the head of one of Canada's top 500 fastest growing businesses. But one thing they don't tell you is that when you get more and more and more money and more power from a job, it becomes harder and harder and harder to let that go, to let your golden cage go. But in 2022, she decided it was enough. Enough, enough, enough. The so-called security of a job wasn't anything secure, because they could let you go and you had 2 weeks to turn your life around. So where's the security in that? So she decided, why not do it? Why not now? Why not me? And she launched her marketing agency and she launched her coaching services. And it was a hard road to travel, because the path less traveled is always harder, because there's no direct way to go to it. You need to do a lot of trial and errors, and it's an internal game. And yes, of course, that little girl is me. And we just closed on our first 20K month in April. 20K month, you guys. Some people made that in a year. And it wasn't easy, it wasn't overnight, but it's possible. And now my soul is bringing me to 50 to 100K months. And there's this little voice inside of me that's telling me it's possible. And if it's possible for me, oh my God, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional. If it's possible for me, it's definitely possible for you. And you may even make it faster, easier than me. It may not take you a whole decade to get there, like it did for me. Because I really do believe that if you have the right information, the right circle of growth, and the right mindset, you can get there. And if you choose to do that journey, I want to take a moment to bless your journey. Because it's hard to go against what we've been told. Because it's hard to go against the status quo, the matrix, our family, our friends, everything that all the authoritative figures are telling us. The entrepreneur journey is truly a roller coaster, but it's fucking worth the thrill. And if you just keep at it, keep going, get back up, fall down 7 times, stand up 8, you're gonna make it with that mindset. I truly, truly, truly believe that. So are you guys ready for today? Because we're gonna kickstart this day of storytelling. I hope this inspired you. But I have so much more to tell you now that we have gone through this whole story, and like, oh, my nose itches. I'm ready to dive in with you and give you all the fucking value that I can. I'm telling you guys what I'm telling you right here. I have paid thousands of dollars and didn't even get close to what I'm sharing for you today in this container. So, okay. So today is Once Upon a Brand. Craft a compelling brand story that captivates and converts. The first thing we're going to do is look at storytelling. And our definition at Alchemy Media is that it's the art of transposing brand values and messages through stories. So we all have cognitive biases, and the brain understands through stories. This is why it was the first form of giving communication to further generations, was the transmission through stories. These stories, whether you're into the Bible, the Korah, the Quran, the Torah, and all these beautiful, amazing spiritual books that guide our lives, these are all storytelling. They share the journey of the hero through different lenses, different narrators, different protagonists, and it really conveys to us the values that we have to take from that, the lessons and the messages of these different personas. So it's the same thing with your brand. Now, the first thing that I want to dive deep into is we all want to belong to something greater. So there's a reason why universities in United States and a little bit in Canada have like fraternity, sisterhoods, things like that. It's because we all want to belong. We as humans are meant to be part of communities. This is why when somebody lives alone, they have a very much harder life. When you have to create everything from scratch, your electricity, your water access, your sewage systems, it is definitely a much harder life. Some people do it, the hermits, it's okay. And I'm saying hermit in like a archetype figure, not like as a negative thing, but we are meant to live in communities. We go further, we go faster, we grow together. So if you can create a brand that people want to be a part of through your compelling mission story, you've won the game, basically. You see that a lot of YouTubers using like follower names, like Selena Gomez uses like the Selenators, Alex Hormozy and Layla Hormozy is like the Mosey Nation. Like everyone has little names. I like to call you guys my goddesses because I cater more to women or people who identify as like female or goddess energy. Whoever you are, whatever gender you refer yourself as, I do call my people the goddesses. And that's just a thing. I did put a picture of like the pink ladies on in Greece, which is like the little bomber jacket with like, I don't know, I just love this. So if you can carve brand stories, a brand mission story that is around belonging, going towards a certain common goal, common objective, you've won the game, basically. So today I want to get into 4 of the 12 foundational stories that you definitely need in your business to have a thriving brand. So the rest of the stories are going to be covered inside our 5 weeks boot camp, which is called Branded. I just wanted to focus on the 4 main ones I would say that you need in your storyline to have a compelling brand. So this is what's going to make you stand out from the industry. We're going to cover all of them today, the 4 ones. And then if you want to go deeper, you can get branded. So the first one is the origin story that we have, the disruptor story, the behind the scenes / lifting the veil, and then of course, testimonials. Let's go in. So the impact of stories. Your origin story, you know, we hear like villain origin, but it can also be hero origin. What is the foundational story of your brand, the come up, the rise to fame, the founder versus the brand? Like, how did it get started? I'm thinking Apple, I'm thinking Amazon, like the picture we all saw with a little 1990 something banner on the wall in like this little office. Like, what is your origin story? Why did you create the brand that you're creating today? It could be a personal brand, it could be a product brand, a service brand, it doesn't matter, but like, what is the origin of your story? The reason you do that is that, oh, I can't see, okay, is that you convey your mission, your vision, your values, and you establish a connection with your audience through this story. So I shared with you my come up story before this. I can share with you the story of like how Spiritually Inclined was founded during the Big C. Months before it, I just like felt a download in my soul that I had to create like Spiritually Inclined, and it was for people who were going through like a massive personal awakening. And they were like inclined, they weren't spiritually aligned yet, they were like just inclined, curious about like what's the spiritual world like outside of religion. What does it feel like to be connected to your soul, to your mission, to your purpose? what does it mean to escape the matrix and all the things. And I kind of like use that as a hub to share my ideas, share my thoughts, and it kind of became a community of 15,000 thriving people. And so it's really, what is the origin, what was the goal, why did you start it, and like who is it for? And you want your people to recognize themselves in that story. So kind of like the story that I used in the beginning as well. The disruptor. So the disruptor story is really to showcase your leadership through like completely disrupting your market. So essentially, how were you a disruptor? What industry myths did you debunk? So for example, I have a story here I can share where like we've been taught that like you can't make money without followers. Like you need 10,000 followers to get monetized. On YouTube, it's like you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 followers, and like all of these things and metrics of like, this is the milestone because before you get money and everything. And it's such a lie. It's baselines for platforms to kind of like, because they still make money from you before you hit these milestones. Like if you see YouTube videos of people below like 1,000 followers, they might still get ads on their platform, but they're just not making the money out of it. So it just sucks because people can capitalize on you when you're like smaller with a following. But we have all seen that like you can make money through like UGC, which is like user generated content. So now brands are hiring people that look like normal consumers from home. They send them products, they pay them for videos, and they just use their videos as ads. Same thing with the model versus influencer. An influencer, you're going to pay them more because like they leverage their visibility and everything. But if you hire a model, it doesn't matter how many followers they have. It's just you're hiring the face, the body, the vibe, the flow, the creativity, the inspiration. So it's a complete myth that you need followers to make money. Right now, I think our agency, like as I'm talking, has below like 1,000 followers on Instagram, and we just crossed the 20K mark, like I said, in April per month. So it's just like a different game. There is an offline world that still exists where you don't need followers, and word of mouth is still the #1 marketing strategy worldwide that works the best. So referral marketing, affiliate marketing, word of mouth marketing, same thing. Okay, so this storyline, you're going to use it to disrupt your industry. So for example, I'm thinking of like Airbnb and how they were like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if you got like couch surfing, but to a next level? So we're making like couch surfing safe, essentially, where you could stay with people, you can stay with families and have a totally different experience when you're traveling than like in a hotel that is like corporate and everything. That was like the foundation. Can we give access to people to like magical, incredible experiences outside the hotels, where they can just couch surf their ways through the world? And then it become what it is today. But they disrupted the hotel market by offering an alternative that was like an alternative to hotels, but also an alternative to couch surfing, which is like considered less safe. So can you disrupt your market? Can you debunk industry myths? And that is going to be your storyline. You can use it as a mission, or you can use it as a story. So some people will use that in hooks on TikTok or in Reels. Like people think that XYZ, but actually that's false. Here's why. Like you can use these types of content and storylines to really like showcase that you're an industry leader and you know what you're talking about. The next one is lifting the veil. So really taking your audience behind the scenes of your process and day-to-day life. So basically, Instagram was like, can we get like the pageant version of your business? Like everything looks sharp, like video content creation, like production level style, like photo shoots, like get photographers, like it needs to be picture perfect. Like let me even edit it in like Facetune or something. That is the Instagram of business. Now, with the arrival of TikTok, it has completely shifted the way that we approach business. The businesses right now that are going viral on TikTok are businesses that take you behind the scenes of the process. So they're showcasing how they package an order, how they produce their lipsticks. Like we've seen Kylie Jenner from Kylie Cosmetic use that. I use it where like I take you behind the scenes, like even before I'm doing this video right now, I announced it. I showcased like the slides of the PowerPoint, like, oh my God, working on the PowerPoint, like last touches, last finishes before we go live. I show you guys when I have epiphanies. I show you guys when I do like EFT tapping sessions. I show you guys how like I meditate, where I go, what books that I read to get to the ideas that I'm conveying today. I'm also showcasing when I do masterminds and like that I personally invest in myself. Like I don't just ask you guys to buy courses, programs, and invest in coaching. I actually do it. Like I lead first. And that I think is stories that are truly, truly disrupting the market. It's kind of like a way to disrupt, to show the behind the scenes, because everybody wants to gatekeep. Everybody wants to not show their tricks. Like there used to be this whole thing on YouTube where like beauty gurus wouldn't want you to know like what products and like things they're doing, because it's like now everybody's going to do it and they're going to steal your ideas. So the idea of lifting the veil of your business is really showcasing transparency, authenticity, and building trust with your community. So use a day in the life stories, use behind the scenes, like take them to the process of your launch. Don't just like launch a product, but just be like, hey guys, I just got like this amazing idea. I have no idea how I'm going to put it together, but here's how. Oh my God, I just met with this person. Like I did that with this course, Branded. I was like, oh my God, you guys, I just had like a revolutionary idea. Then I showcased, hey, I just had a meeting with my coach. We're thinking of doing XYZ. And then I was like, hey, I think I'm going to do like a 5-part video live series. It's going to help you guys like kind of get the gist of it. And then we're going to lead into selling the course. So it's things like that. It's not just day in the life. It's not just your process, but it's also like the product creation, the model to the life-size product. All of these things can be used to showcase authenticity and transparency. And the last one, for sure, everybody knows that, and I wrote like, it's not because it's an old trick that it's a bad one, but the testimonials. Can you showcase your client wins, but also your supplier wins? So I'll indicate to you a story where there's certain certification bodies. If you're in certain domains, like you can get certification for your building, like the lead certification. You can get certification if you own a factory, or if you have a certain process, if you're in certain softwares. Like you can get certifications for a lot of things. You can even get a coaching certification. So certification bodies are also businesses. And something that people don't think of doing is that they think about like, yes, testimonials from clients, like you should definitely have them. You should also get testimonials for your suppliers. For let's say you buy my course, you want to do a testimonial for my course. That is also a leverage for you, because you can use the story of your success, leverage my audience, because I'm going to take you on and we can do like a live video side by side. So my audience now gets to know you and your specific expertise through that testimonial. So that's actually something that we've put in place, like in the marketing agency with some brands, where we were leveraging certification bodies. Okay, so they were like, hey, they got a grade A, which is the highest grade you can obtain in this certification. And so we asked them, hey, can we do a success story through your podcast? Can we do a success story through your website? And that gave us like tremendous visibility because the certification body had access to 400,000 supplier clients worldwide. So my client was able to leverage the visibility of the supplier through us going through the certification body and offering a testimonial. So it goes both ways, basically. So yeah, I did write the 1 million views feminine content creation. So basically, the goal of that, the using testimonials and everything, is to showcase the value you bring and enhances the bandwagon effect. So what is the bandwagon effect? We're not going to go into all of the cognitive biases here, but if you guys want me to go deeper into cognitive biases, we can do so inside the branded course. That could be like a separate lesson. But the bandwagon effect is that when a lot of people see you, when people see a lot of people going somewhere, like for example, standing in line next to a club, it was used for years by clubs. They would like not let anyone in before a certain time. So like there was a lineup in front of that club. So then what does that do? It showcases to people in the street, hey, this club is lit. Like there's a lot of people going there. So what happens is you may start off with like 10, 20 people in line, and then you end up with 100 because everybody feels like that's the place to be. So it's just a cognitive bias that people have. Same thing with using testimonials. When you have testimonials from real people, people feel like everybody's buying from you. And therefore, it showcases your authority level, your leadership, and it establishes trust almost instantly. Instantly. Pardon my French. So one thing about that is that I shared in my stories the 1 million views story of our girl Kristen, who I did like a workshop inside of a high-level mastermind she's part of and I'm part of, and it was all about feminine energy content creation. And that's actually going to be a bonus module that I'm going to put inside of branded. It's not even in the 5 module, it's just like a bonus because it was so good. So that was the first time that I was teaching this energy content creation formula, which only my personal clients and the agency clients used to have access to. And she applied that inside of her business and created her video on TikTok from that. And basically what happened is within an hour of using that formula, her video went viral. And she hit like 10,000 views within an hour. And she like, not DM me, but like, you can tell I'm a millennial because that's how I hold my phone. Apparently the new generations hold it like this. But she boxered and she was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. I'm in my bed right now. My video's going viral. And I was like, oh my God, like crazy. Okay. So I share that testimonial because it showcases that what we're doing at the NGC actually works. And after it hit that 10,000 views, it continued to go viral. Like that was just like the milestone that she hit first. And now today, this week, actually filming this video, she did a story, she tagged me in it, and she confirmed that her same video hit 1 million views. Now that video was a video she did in her house, took her 20 minutes to do, was free of charge. So she didn't invest anything. She didn't pay for ads. She got 1 million views and it generated a lot of like inquiries for her services. She booked sales calls out of this and she closed clients out of this one video that's keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And she went from 8,000 subscribers to now over 75,000 subscribers within a matter of weeks. So these stories are very powerful. If you guys have success stories like that, that is a sure fireproof way to establish authority and trust rapidly, especially when she like shares us, you know what I mean? Anyways, so in the energies of what's happening as I'm filming this video, there's the Barbie movie premiere and it's in its debut. So what? Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna light up a new candle because this candle is out. Just going to pour in loving energy to this candle. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for bringing in good vibes, and thank you for bringing inspiration and just good vibrations and success to everyone who's watching this. Okay, so I got it right here. Okay, so going back to, sorry, I had to do that little energy break. So the epiphany, the ultimate brand story mastery is not only if you can story tell, but can you be a brand that gives stories to tell? So this is exactly what we're experiencing with Barbie right now. So people are now embodying the brand archetype. So the energy of the brand, they're embodying the brand colors, the brand spirit, inspiration, and everything. And you can see them all over the world who are dressing up as the main character of the movie, of the series, of the product lines, and they're just going at it to go see the movie. So a brand with a compelling storyline that creates memories, lives with us beyond ages, people who want to re-experience the feeling of nostalgia over and over again after their experience is done. So for example, I know that I was obsessed with Barbie. Like my mom literally told me to stop playing with Barbies when I was like 12 years old because she was like, you're past Barbie age. And I was like, I freaking love my Barbies. So then I try to find reasons why to play with them. So I have two little sisters and I used to play Barbie with them. But anyways, I was obsessed. So it comes to a point where you're supposed to stop your brand experience with this brand. And now like you can see like millennials who were absolutely obsessed with Barbies are now reliving the nostalgia of their childhood through the brand in their adulthood. So it's the same thing with, for example, McDonald's. If you've done your birthday parties at McDonald's, if you've played in their Ronald McDonald parks, you cultivated that energy. And then when you're a teenager, it's like a low-cost snack. You know what to expect when you go on vacation and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to try all this foreign food. Like my stomach is turning a little bit. Like I'm just not used to like the ethnic foods here. You're going to look for those golden arches and you're going to know exactly what to expect. And you're going to have the same brand experience regardless of where you are in the world. So if you can establish a brand like this, if you can have like memories and emotion-based experiences, you're going to have customers for life. So homework, you guys, homework. So I don't know if you guys did the homework yesterday and like really embodied like the feeling of what you want your brand to convey, but today we're going to carve out our story. We're going to work on the origin story that you can say in an elevator pitch format for 60 seconds. So that is like, for example, somebody is getting in the elevator with you. If you guys don't know what it is, somebody gets in the elevator with you and you have 60 seconds. Sometimes it's even like 15 to 30 seconds. And they're like, hey, what do you do? And it's like the CEO of a venture capital firm, like they have $2 million they want to give to someone and you happen to be at the same place at the same time with them in an elevator. Like, what do you tell them when they ask you, what do you do? That is your elevator pitch. So the way that I want to approach this with you is I want you to not think about we help XYZ do XYZ, which is like usually what they do on the market. I want you to use a technique from Simon Sinek, who did an extremely amazing TED Talk that you can go on YouTube and find, which is called Start with Why. And it's like basically he's talking about the story of Apple and how they didn't start with like what they do, but they started with why they do what they do. And this is why they have like such a powerful brand. So here I've included the storyline of, can I make this bigger? Let me see. So I found this online. This is not my material, but this is the material from Think Bastion, sorry. And so here we have the story of Airbnb, which we've already used as an example. So starting with why, I want you to draw 3 circles with your brand name on top. You can add your tagline here if you want. And I want you to say, okay, why? What is the purpose of your brand? Like, why? So then it's like, we imagine a world where anyone can belong anywhere. So for you, what is your why? What is the reason why you do the things? So for example, the why of Apple would be like, think different, because we are different. Like, we have our own little ecosystem of ways to do things. We are creatives. And so we want like a product that is like around who we are as a core. So what is the core purpose of your brand? How is your mission? So how are you going to reach this purpose of like thinking differently, of like belonging anywhere in the world? So then it's like enabling people to live like locals and feel home anywhere in the world instead of just traveling to it. And then the what is your offering? The what is your product? The what is your service, your positioning? So for them, it's an online platform that connects people to unique homes and travel experiences and with their local hosts. So this is your exercise. It's your elevator pitch, which you can do in the comfort of your own home. And if you need help with that, you can always DM me. And now I want to jump into our little elevator pitch for the amazing business owners that want to create a magnetic brand. They want to disrupt the market. They want to be the leader, the alpha. They want to be the industry household name. They want to be the legacy of this industry. So if you're ready for more, if you want to learn more about the brand stories, you don't want to just do the 4 main stories, you want to do the 12, complete the circle. You want to do all of the high levels of branding creation. You want to establish a brand that is going to go through the test of times. And you're like, I'm ready for more. I don't want to just settle for 5K months. I want to go 20K and beyond. I am ready to get branded. Then branded is your go-to to create a powerful brand, to position yourself as a leader, to magnetize your content to attract soulmate clients, and to launch sold out offers. And we're doing it at a price that is just ridiculous. If you're watching from your computer, you can scan the QR code. If you're watching on your phone, probably not the best thing. So if you're watching from your phone, you can go to alchemymedia.com/branded. Okay. Tomorrow we're doing masterpiece. Unveil a cohesive visual identity that leaves a lasting impression. So tomorrow is about the visuals. It's all about what you should include in your brand visually to stand out from your market, to not look like every other bee out there, but it's really about the visual. So we're getting technical, we're talking graphics, we're talking fonts, we're talking like vibes and how that coincides with your branding. So I'm so excited, you guys, for tomorrow. Please drop the comments. Like, I put a lot of time, energy, efforts into these videos, into these presentation. I really make sure that you get the most value that you can in the time that we have together. And I am so grateful that you were here with me today. I'm going to stop the recording.